most difficult thing for us is basically scaling up the offline sales business quickly enough to ensure that it can keep pace basically with the online. And that's really the key part of moving into the transaction actually, and where we think that online classifieds like ours can, in the long term, survive best by really dealing with the data. Market like ours, which is super underdeveloped and really, really new, is that basically we have to reinvent the wheel because the traditional wheel just doesn't work. So we're constantly having to innovate. I can just give you one example. For example, email does not exist in our country. So when you don't have email, that means you suddenly lost a key source of marketing and an ability to reach users, basically, but also to connect buyers and sellers. So we have to be really innovative about new solutions to compensate. Conference has been super interesting actually. I really enjoyed Simon Baker's masterclass. I think it was really useful for us because there were a few points that we've been sort of struggling with. There's a number of different ways to do the things. For example, he had a really nice part of his presentation on how you rank listings, which we really enjoyed because I was able to say, okay, well look, it's true we considered all of these options, but when someone like Simon is talking, he'd be like, from experience, this is the best option. So that was really great. And I think generally just from this morning, I think it's become very, very clear to me actually that the traditional online classifieds model, as we can call it now, that was sort of started 20 years ago by companies like Gumtree or Craigslist or whatever, that is dying. And so for new players like me, and even for those traditional players, we have to innovate now and move into the transaction. I would say. I think it's something we all need to keep an eye on for sure. You know, I think there are differentiators that mean that online classifieds or portals can overcome Facebook and will always have a competitive edge. But the fact that Facebook has that monopoly position in terms of the amount of people's online time that it dominates means that it's going to be quite a frustrating competitor. And you combine that with actually the general sort of, from what we've seen so far of Facebook over the years, is the sort of the harnessing of data, not necessarily being particularly transparent about it, just means that they're going to be a more difficult competitor to work with. Sure. I mean, I think the biggest thing is that we're very local and we're very focused. You know, we know our country inside out and we're building for our country, and that makes all the difference in the world. There's a couple of things. So the first one is the choice of the name actually, because I think we chose like a very clear name in the word in Sudanese Arabic means the market, and it's spelled the way that would colloquially be pronounced. But I think actually because it's so generic, sometimes it's very easy for competitors to come up with sort of similar sites, and so we're constantly having to be like, no, we're the real one. So I definitely wouldn't choose a name like that again. And then the only other thing I would say is actually we didn't focus on jobs enough at the beginning, and it was kind of one of those things that took us by surprise because there was so much traffic, and so now we're kind of running to make sure there are enough listings on there to match the traffic basically. I would say actually there are two businesses that I really have a lot of respect for and I think are incredible operators and entrepreneurs, and that's the Zameen in Pakistan and Divar in Iran. I think both of those are really incredible examples of how you take the traditional classifieds model, but you really build it for your own market, bearing in mind what your people need, and just innovate. And it's incredible what they've managed to achieve, both of them.